late. It's an honor. Let me get my notes real quick. Can you guys tell me a little bit about what you guys do, what you're here for, like what opportunity you guys have?
It's a lot of
There's a lot of different opportunities we all have. We could get a trade or just, well, we could get our GED and a trade or just our GED. Some of us would like to just get our GED, others would like to get both. Depends on what pathway we go through.
Okay, that's cool. What's some of the careers that you guys are pursuing?
I'm going for dietary. I'm
Dietary.
going for CNA.
Engineering. Engineering. Awesome. Then Miss Woods has a very good contact in which I'm quite sure she's going to take advantage of in engineering area that I know will be especially a benefit to you. And I'm thinking a lot of them will be able to benefit, and I'll make sure that we follow up to make that to happen. But I guess we can, you good? Okay. Well, the reason why he's recording, I have a lot going on. I do a lot of motivational speaking. I have an organization, have business, doing different things. So this is just a part of branding and marketing yourself. And that's something that I do because it can be a very lucrative career. If you know what you're doing, if you know how to set up your business, because we all want to make money, right? Right? Okay, I just want to make sure that's, you know, what it's about. So what I've learned is to use my gifts, my talents, you know, to make money. You know what I mean? To make a difference for my family and my loved ones. The same way you go into engineering, I hope you love engineering. CNA, I hope you love what you do, because what happened, it's just like, man, you wake up one day like, man, I'm getting paid to do this. And a lot of times when I stand to do these things, I'm like, man, you paid me to do this. And I get paid very good money. I'm talking about in the thousands, just for 15, 20 minutes to do what I love to do. See you later, you know, and that's cool, you know. So, but currently what I do, I work in the prison system. I started out as a prison chaplain, and then I had aspired to do something greater than that. There's nothing greater than being, you know, to teaching teaching God's people about Him. You understand? So I love doing that, but I wanted more. And you don't always have to do the religious stuff behind the pulpit, you know, just out in the marketplace, out in the street. So I just do mine through motivation and things of that nature. But at the prison, I wanted to go higher. So where I'm at now, I'm the prison's, the warden's administrator. That's second in command at the prison, and I'm the first to be able to do that, to go from a prison chaplain to my current position. I like to grind, I like to eat, and I'm quite sure you guys do too. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself. I had a shirt that I purchased, but it's too big. You know, I don't like to wear all the baggy clothes anymore. But so the shirt I bought was a little bit too big. But it was a picture of the game Nintendo. Have anybody ever played Nintendo?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when I was probably about, I'm gonna say probably about 10, 11 years old, me and my man's Remy, we used to play Nintendo all the time. Do any of you know Tecmo Bowl? Heard of Tecmo Bowl?
Yeah.
You know, it was like one of the early football games. So me and my boy Remy, just a couple of us, we used to play that all the time, man. And he used to come over to my crib. I used to smash him. I'm telling you, I used to smash him. I was good at it, you know what I mean? And one of the reasons why I was good, because I was the only person on the block who had it. So if they wanted to play, they had to come over to my crib and they had to play. So I had the advantage.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you wasn't gonna come to my crib. I owned the game. It was mine. There was no way you was gonna beat me. So this went on for months, man. You know what I mean? This went on for months, and my mom and them, they spent their lives to get me that game. And it was a lot of bread back then, you know, so everybody couldn't get it. So I was just that dude for a moment. So I used to smash him. And then what happened, man, the tides began to turn. For some reason, you know what I mean, he was giving me more of a competition. I'm like, dude, what's really good? Like, you're not over my house that much for you to start putting in work like that. So one day, my man's let me in on a secret. It was like, I think Remy got the game. I think his mom's bought it for him. I'm like, nah, dude, they can't afford that. What are you talking about? They don't have that. So what happened, one day I went over there, man, and I'm, trying to play it off. I'm looking around, we just playing around. And I see that my man's got the game now. So I called him out on it. He was like, oh, he wasn't. And he was real secretive. And I found out that he had the game. So I'm like, man, that's why that gap is starting to close. You know what I mean? And I wasn't comfortable with that. I didn't like that. So what happened, he started coming over. I'm still beating him. And I remember the moment, the first time he beat me. It wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good look. I didn't do well with that. So it almost became a pattern. So you know what I did, right? There's 2 buttons on a Nintendo game. You know those 2 buttons? It's that power button and what's the other button? Reset. Come on, one more time. What's the other button? Reset, man. I hit that reset button because you ain't gonna beat me. You know what I mean? It ain't you're not gonna beat me. So what happened? I start hitting the reset button every time he's about to beat me. But what happened is that it started out as a game, but then it turned into my life. Every time something got thick, every time something got tough, your boy hit that reset. And I couldn't understand, man. I woke up one day, things tough, this happening, and I'm hitting reset. I never knew where it began until I started discovering who I was. That something started out as a video game, it became a way of life, it became a pattern. That every time it got thick, I'm hitting that reset button because it's easy to hit reset. What's more difficult is for me to stay in beast mode. It's more difficult for me to stay in the grind. It's easy to hit that reset button. Know why? Because everybody else is doing it. Just think about it. How many people you can go and borrow $1,000 from without emptying out their bank account? How many people you can go and borrow $200 from without emptying out their bank account? That's going to give it to you. And the thing about it is that, birds of a feather a lot of times flock together. And that's why you say, I want something different. I want my GED, or I want my degree, I want this, I want that. I want to do something different. So what happened, I started hitting the reset button, man. I was an All-American coming out of New Jersey. Got a football scholarship to Michigan State University. They said, you know what? Here's an academic scholarship. Not an academic, let me tell you, an athletic scholarship. So I went there and I balled out, played at Michigan State, man, balled out, did well, was starting as a sophomore. That's almost a guaranteed shot to get a look from the pros. But guess what happened? Things got thick. Coach Saban came in, started saying that this is a new way, how we going to start doing things at Michigan State because we were used to losing. But he said, I'm a winner. And this is the way that winners do it. I wasn't used to winning because I was used to hitting reset. So when my back got up against the wall, he challenged me, man, I quit. I quit. I went out there. Because it was a level playing field. Remember Remy? I was smashing them. But at State and at Michigan, all these schools, it's a level playing field because they blue chippers. They're all Americans. But what's going to separate me? Right. You want to be an engineer, but what's going to separate you? You want to be a doctor, what's going to separate? Why you over the other doctor? Dude, we all the same level. How are you going to separate yourself? So when things got thick, I didn't know how to do that. I had all the athletic ability in the world. I was fast. I was a beast, man. But what I didn't have the mental toughness. I didn't know beast mode. I didn't know that next level. All I knew was one gear. I didn't know that extra gear because I didn't hang around winners. All I hung around was losers. See, they know how to teach me how to lose. Why? Because they losing. But I didn't know how to hang around winners. I was intimidated by winners because they was better than me. And not only they was better than me, I thought they was better than me. So I looked at myself as smaller than them and less than them. So I was the first hater. If you look at a dictionary, man, you open that thing up, you'll see a picture of me. I'm telling you, and I'm going to say it open. You know why? Because if I seen another black dude who was young, around me, or my age group, I was hating. I never said anything to him, but in my heart, I was jealous. I was jealous because he was riding around in a nice whip. I was jealous because he had a nice house. I was jealous that he had everything that I wanted. And I justified it by saying, he just sells dope. To make myself feel better. You mean he just stole that from someone? Oh, his mom's got it for him. And you know what? That was the furthest from the truth. I don't know how he got it. He might have been grinding. But I was a hater, man. And the reason why I was hating, because I didn't love myself. Because I didn't know who I was. It was easy for me to try to kick your back in. So when my back got against the wall, man, I had to come to a place to say, Sean, what you gonna do? You gonna either stay in this condition, or you gonna start hanging around eagles. You gonna start hanging around those people that like to soar. Because it was easy to stay a loser. I had to learn how to win. And many of you have to learn how to win in life. My motto that I live by is that I say all I do is win. There's no other option. All I do is win. I don't lose. I don't lose no matter what happened. You know, it's going to work out for my good. Because all I do is win. I didn't have that mentality. Losing was easy. And let me tell you something that you probably not ever hear this again. This is deep. Losers lose. Winners win. It's just that simple. You're the winner or you're a loser. Losing is not just because you lost the game. It's how you respond. Losers quit. Losers hit the reset button. Losers make excuses. Oh, my alarm clock didn't go off. Oh, my mom's didn't. You know what? If you have passion, if you have zeal, guess what, homeboy and homegirl? You don't need an alarm clock. Because your passion and your fire and your zeal ought to wake your tail up in the morning. You don't need an alarm clock. You can't wait to get back up in the morning so you can get back on your grind. But if you need somebody to wake you up, you need somebody to hold your hand, you need somebody to make you study, you ain't a beast yet. You don't want to be a winner. You want to be a loser. Winners win in every area of their life. You got to want to win as bad as you want to breathe. It's about everything. Winning is everything. About you being disciplined. About you being a man or woman of integrity. That's what it's all about, of being a man and a woman of integrity. So it got to a place, like I said, man, here my mom and them was calling because they knew their baby was going pro. And I did too. I just studied just to do enough just to keep my scholarship, but I just knew I was going pro. But I woke up, man, and it didn't happen. The two people who I beat out, they wound up going pro. So you know that really hurt me. But it was my fault because I didn't have mental toughness when I was challenged by the coaches to say, no, y'all got smashed 55-0, 55-10 by Nebraska on national television. There's no way, Sean, I'm going to keep you in that position, bro. You played like a pansy. There's no way I'm going to put you back out there. If you want to win, if you want to be on my team, you're going to have to get out there. You're going to have to grind. I didn't know how to grind. So I started making excuses. My mom and them make excuses for their baby, telling the people in the hood, oh, the coach's fault that he ain't playing. Oh, it's this. And I told my mans and them, Sean, you, and when I would go back home years later, they're like, man, didn't you go pro? Nah, I didn't. I didn't. Because my identity was hid in that. I didn't know who I was. So I had to tell my mom, no, eventually, it was my fault that I didn't play. It wasn't the coach's fault. It was my fault. I didn't take responsibility for my life. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't the coach's fault. I don't care what they do. It's not because you black. It's not because you white. It's not because, man, I work in the prison, man. I work in the prison. And some of those guys in there, they so hungry, you give them another opportunity, they'll never go back. But you have some that's used to losing, they'd rather stay there than come back out here. It's a rites of passage for many of them to go in there, give me street cred. Really? I'm going to take the fall for you, homeboy? No, you know, let me tell you what a snitch is. A snitch is not somebody, if I see something that's being done wrong and I know I can step in and do something right, that's not a snitch. You know what's a snitch? A snitch is if me and you do some dirt and I get caught and I tell on you, that's a snitch. Exactly. But me standing on for what's right, you call me a snitch all day long because I'm a man's man. I'm about righteousness and justice. You understand? And that's what you have to stand on.
That's not a snitch. I can't get my mind wrapped around these young dudes. They're in there 14, 15 years old. I'm talking about doing 40 to 50 years. Really? You think I'm going to do 40 for you? Think I'm going to go lay down 40 years for you, homeboy? Yeah, okay.
Wait on.
Okay, you wait on it. But their mindset, they don't identify with them as Mr. This or their number. Mr. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the rest of their life, there'd be a number. But even in the midst of that happening, it's how you respond. It's how you respond. Some of you may have a record, but it's how you respond. That doesn't identify. That doesn't say who you are. You have to know who you are. You have to know how to make a comeback. So once I discovered who I was, I made no more excuses. I said, I'm going to live like a beast, man. You're not going to have to tell me to get up. I'm going to stop hanging around those buzzards, and all I'm going to hang around is eagles. I'm going to hang around people that make me feel uncomfortable. So my dudes and them who has millions and millions of dollars, where before I used to be intimidated because they have millions, now, I mentor millionaires. Millionaires call me and say, what do you think about this? Do I have millions right now? Not yet, but I'm on my way. I'm grinding. And I don't chase money. Money chase us. Amen. You don't have to chase it. It will chase you. You just do what you called to do. I guarantee you money will follow. You find passion. You find your why. You find the reason why you wake up in the morning. You find the reason why you do what you want to do. I guarantee you money will follow. People call, hey, I need you to do this. I don't know them. I heard about you, but I don't care how you heard about me. Show me the money. And I'm not going to compromise my integrity and my position for no money. And I do a lot of stuff for free. This is free. But I charged somebody a couple weeks ago $1,500 just for 20 minutes. But it's all about giving back. It's all about knowing your position. So you have to pursue your life with passion and zeal. Remember, winners win. Losers lose. And all you do is win. No plan B. It's only a plan A. All you do is win because you're a winner. All right?
All right.
That's all I have. What I do want to share is that in the midst of it, is that God has blessed me with having the opportunity to write a book in the midst of it, of doing what I love to do, working with young men. God placed in me a curriculum, a program, and this is a program that I use in the prison system, that I will start using in Davidson schools starting in January. I'm working with some local fathers in the community. I'll start that program in January as well, teaching men how to be men. I don't have anything for women right now, but it's mostly for men, because there's a lot of resources out there for women, not a lot of resources out there for men, and that's who I know I'm called to. So this is just another thing just to let you guys know, man, the sky's the limit. When I graduated high school, I had a 1.9. 1.9. I wasn't interested in school. I could care less. I wanted to go pro. But I had to wake up and realize, man, I need my education. That opened up doors. Right. Whatever your trade is, you have to become a master in something. I didn't like to read, none of that. And here looking now, my children can say my dad is an author. First one ever in my family to write a book. I'm an author now. I can call home and say, Mom, I'm an author. I'm on Amazon.com, Mom. People order my books. I'm an author, your baby boy. You want your people, what is your legacy? What do you want people to say about you when you're gone? What's your legacy? What's your legacy? When you come into people's presence, you want them to be happy that you're there. You don't want them when you leave, you're like, man, I'm so glad that they're gone. They're so nervous. You don't want that. You want them, I do religious things, I'm a pastor, so I just look at Jesus, man, people, man, they love being around Jesus. They loved it, just sat for days and hours. You want people to want to sit at your feet because you're full of wisdom. Because you walk with love, you walk with honor, you trustworthy. You want people to be around you because you're attractive. Because winners win. People love that. People would just gravitate to you because you're a winner. They want to hang around winners. You know those flunkies, you know how those people, they get money and they have all their little hype men on the side? Because people, you know, you make sure your circle is full of other winners.
Mhm.